until she popped up somewhere new. Olive was standing by a swimming pool, surrounded by lots of cheering people. She was wearing a bright yellow swimming costume and goggles.
Are all these people here to see me?
Suddenly, a voice boomed out from some loudspeakers.
Up next in the high diving competition is Braveheart Beaver, the undefeated 5-time gold medal winner.
Olive realised she was in the queue for a high diving board behind Braveheart Beaver and an elephant.
A high diving competition, and I must be one of the contestants!
Exclaimed Olive. Olive was wondering why the elephant in front of her was shaking.
I'm Olive. Why are you shaking?
Hello, I'm nervous Nellie,
said the elephant.
I'm shaking because I'm a bit nervous about jumping off that high diving board. I have this terrible fear of heights.
Olive looked up at the diving board.
Oh, I see. It is rather high.
Braveheart Beaver scores 26,
said the announcer.
Up next, Nervous Nellie. I can't do it,
said Nellie sadly.
I can't do it. I'm off home.
She slowly walked towards the door, hanging her head and trunk in shame. Olive tried to think of an idea to help Nellie. It was then that she spotted a man with a beard selling peanuts.
Peanuts! Get your fresh salty peanuts here!
Shouted the man.
Elephants love peanuts. I think I may have an idea.
Olive quickly bought a pack of peanuts and began to drop a trail of peanuts along the floor, up the steps of the diving board, and then along the diving board itself. Nellie noticed the trail of peanuts.
Oh, I love peanuts,
she exclaimed. She followed the trail, eating the peanuts as she walked towards the ladder, then up the ladder, and along the end of the diving board where Olive was standing.
If you want the rest, you'll have to eat them before they get wet.
Olive threw the rest of the peanuts off the edge of the diving board. Nellie leapt off after the peanuts. She sucked up all the peanuts as they fell through the air, spectacularly twisting around all over the place before landing in the pool with an almighty splash.
Nervous Nellie scores 27,
said the announcer.
And now we have one more contestant, Olive the Ostrich.
OK, now for my big finish.
Olive gathered all her courage and ran towards the edge of the board. But the board was still covered in peanuts. Olive slipped and lost her balance. She went flying off the board, doing a flip, a triple backward somersault, and a corkscrew spin.
Olive scores a perfect 30. She's the winner.
I can't believe it. I won the gold medal,
exclaimed Olive.
And I can't believe I overcame my fear of heights,
said Nellie.
Oh, thanks for all your help, Olive.
Oh, it was nothing.
As the crowd continued to clap and cheer, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again,
said her mum.
Okay, actually, I won a high diving competition.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear,
said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. He popped up somewhere new. Olive was standing in the middle of a large field with white lines painted on it. There was a net across the middle. She was wearing a little white skirt and a sun visor. Close by, two very tired-looking giraffes sat on a bench. Olive was about to walk over and talk to the giraffes when all of a sudden a ball went flying past her head, followed by another and another.
Oh, please stop. You're going to hit me.
Sorry, man. I didn't see you there.
Olive saw a curly-haired toad wearing white shorts and holding a racket.
I'm John McIntoad, and I'm trying to train for an important match, but my training partners Virginia and Wade are too tired to play.
Oh, I'm Olive. If Virginia and Wade are too tired, maybe I can help you train.
Well, sure. Do you play tennis?
I don't even know what tennis is.
You cannot be serious. This is a tennis court. This is my tennis racket. Surely everyone knows what tennis is.
I'm afraid not. Will you teach me?
Sure, I guess I could. First you need a racket like mine. It's what you use to hit the ball.
John gave Olive a lovely pink racket from his bag.
Now you go down to that end, and when I hit the tennis ball over the net to you, you try and hit it back, okay?
Olive swung her racket a couple of times to get ready. John threw the ball high above his head and hit it over the net. It was going so fast, Olive couldn't reach it in time. John tried again and again, but each time he hit the ball so hard that Olive couldn't hit it back. Then John smashed the ball really hard. It whizzed over the net and hit Olive right on the wing, making her spin around. Into the net, feathers flying everywhere.
Egg! I've broken the net!
Exclaimed Olive. John McIntoad ran over and stuck a long strip of sticky plaster on Olive's wing.
Don't worry about the net. I hope I haven't hurt you, Olive.
Oh no, I'm fine, John. But I'm afraid I haven't given you much tennis practice.
Olive looked around and suddenly thought of something.
Some feathers. A ball? Some sticky plasters? I think I may have an idea.
Olive picked up one of the balls and carefully started to stick feathers to the ball with the sticky plasters. Next, she asked Virginia and Wade to hold up the net.
Oh, that's a bit higher than before.
Once the net was in position, John tossed the feather-covered ball above his head and hit it over the net. With the feathers on it, the ball was now going slower and Olive could reach it. She hit the ball back this time to John.
This is what we call a rally,
said John, hitting the ball back to Olive. Olive and John hit the ball back and forth, high and low, fast and slow. They played the tennis rally all afternoon until eventually John hit the ball too low and it landed in the net.
Ugh, I think that's enough practice for one day,
said John, breathing heavily and looking exhausted.
Thanks for the game, although I'm not sure I'm really very good at tennis.
Well, you were amazing at featherball. You've invented a whole new game.
Egg, have I? Oh, let's hope it doesn't catch on. I don't want to lose any more feathers.
They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Okay, actually, I invented a new game called Featherball.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Until she popped up somewhere new. Olive was wearing a sparkly purple tutu and white boots with metal blades on the bottom. She was standing on a white floor in a big, chilly room. Olive took a step forward, but slipped on the floor. It was made out of ice. She fell over and landed on her bottom.
Ouch! Oh, this floor's very slippery and very cold.
A very glamorous ice skater glided up to Olive and helped her to her feet.
Oh, thanks for helping me up. My name's Olive.
The ice skater was wearing a sparkly white outfit and a cape made of hundreds of purple ribbons. He was looking rather upset.
Hello, Olive. My name is Sammy Sparkle, and I'm having a dazzling disaster.
Why's that, Sammy?
It's the biggest ice skating competition of the year, Shimmer and Shine, and my partner is nowhere to be seen. Without a partner, I can't enter the competition, and it begins in 1 hour.
Maybe I can help you. But can you show me what to do?
So Sammy took her wing and tried to teach Olive how to ice skate. But Olive slipped, wobbled and flopped all over the place.
Well, I'm not sure ostriches are cut out for ice skating.
Oh, but Olive, how are we ever going to win Shimmer and Shine?
Just then, Olive noticed Sammy's cape.
The ribbons from your cape. I think I may have an idea.
They went backstage to Sammy's dressing room and got to work. Olive plucked the ribbons from his cape and tied them all together.
Oh, what are you doing to my cape?
I've made a long ribbon to tie us together. Now I'll be able to stay on my feet while we dance.
Oh, what a fabulous idea.
Suddenly, a voice boomed out over the loudspeakers.
Will the final 2 competing ice skaters please come to the rink?
Olive quickly wrapped the ribbon around them, tied a knot, and off they went. They glided out onto the ice and began to dance together. Because Olive was tied to Sammy, they both performed an amazing dance, and Olive didn't fall over. It was all going so well until the knot in the long purple ribbon began to loosen and Olive slid away from Sammy.
Oh no, Olive. What are we going to do now?
Grab onto one end of the ribbon and I'll hold the other. Whatever you do, Sammy, don't let go.
But it was too late. Olive was slipping and sliding all over the place, running on the spot, skating backwards, forwards, here, there and everywhere. It was a disaster. Sammy tried to pull Olive back towards him, but as he did, she tripped and the ribbon snapped into lots of little ribbons which flew up in the air along with Olive. Screamed Olive with her wings flapping in the air. She flew straight into Sammy Sparkle and they both dramatically dropped to the floor. The crowd stood to their feet and went wild. Sammy Sparkle couldn't believe it.
The crowd loved us, Olive.
Olive and Sammy bowed to the judges as they each held up their scorecards. 10, 10, 10, 10.
Fabulous. A perfect score. We've won Shimmer and Shine, and it's all down to you, Olive.
Oh, phew. For a moment there, I thought we were skating on thin ice.
They both laughed. And as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Actually, I won a skating competition.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Up somewhere new. Olive found herself in a big arena with lots of strange equipment everywhere. There was a long beam, some hanging hoops, a mini trampoline, and some bars. It looked like the best playground ever, only there were crowds of people watching.
Excuse me.
Olive heard a squeaky little voice, but couldn't see where it was coming from.
Excuse me. Hello. Ouch.
Exclaimed Olive as she felt something pinch her leg. She looked down and saw a tiny mouse dressed in a sparkly yellow stretchy outfit.
Oh, hello there. I'm Olive. I'm Squeak. Sorry to pinch you, but I really need your help.
Squeaked the little mouse.
Well, I can try. This is the World Gymnastics Championships. It's my turn on the uneven bars, but I'm too small to reach them. It's the last round, and I always fail on it. Sorry to hear that, Squeak.
Just then, they heard a voice boom around the arena.
Representing Swissland on the uneven bars is reigning champion Rodenta.
Oh, not Rodenta. He always wins this round.
Rodenta shimmied his way up to the bars and performed a faultless routine of twists, turns and twirls, ending with the perfect dismount.
If you think you can beat that, Squeak, you've got another thing coming.
Smirked Rodenta.
Next, representing Cheeseland, is Squeak.
Oh, no. I'm never going to beat Rodenta's score if I can't even reach the bars. What am I going to do, Olive? Easy. I'll just pick you up, like this. No, please, you can't pick me up. I'm not allowed to be lifted up to the bars.
Oh, cheat. Rule breaking. I saw it.
Olive quickly put Squeak down.
Well, okay. But you still can't reach those bars, can you, Squeak?
Oh, Olive, he's right. What are we going to do? It's my turn.
Olive looked around at all the equipment.
A mini trampoline, a tiny mouse. I think I may have an idea. Cheese-tastic.
Olive grabbed the mini trampoline and placed it near the uneven bars.
Just bounce on the trampoline and you'll reach the bars easy.
Squeak climbed onto the trampoline and tried to bounce, but it was no good. He was too light to bounce high enough.
He can't even bounce on a trampoline.
Ignore him, Squeak. I'll jump with you. That way you can jump higher and I'm not lifting you up. 3, 2, 1, jump!
They bounced up and down, higher and higher, and then suddenly Squeak rocketed into the air towards the bars. He grabbed hold of the bar and performed an amazing routine. Oh! And then he finished with an astounding dismount. He flew off the bars, dived through one of the rings, over the pommel horse and onto the beam, where he did a roly-poly onto the bouncy blue floor and finished with a quadruple somersault backflip. Hooray! The crowd went wild!
Not fair.
The judges were so impressed, they awarded Squeak a perfect 10.
You did it, Olive! We won! No, Squeak. You did it. Your performance wasn't just gymnastic. It was gymtastic.
They both laughed. And as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Heck, actually, I helped a mouse win a gymnastics competition.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. She popped up somewhere new. Olive was sitting in a moving chair high above a snow-covered slope. On her feet was some strange, long, thin planks, and she was holding 2 poles. Next to her sat a little elk.
Oh, hello, I'm Olive. What are these planks? And where is this flying chair taking us?
Hello, I'm Stefan. These are skis, and this is a chairlift that will take us to the top of the mountain. Then we can ski down it. Super cool, yeah?
Olive looked down and saw lots of skiers skiing down the slopes.
It does look like fun, but I've never tried skiing before. Is it dangerous?
No. I'll give you a lesson. Soon you'll be skiing down the mountain super fast, yeah?
Well, okay, yeah.
Olive and Stefan jumped off the chairlift and slid over to a small practice slope. Stefan showed Olive the basics. She wobbled, skidded, and kept falling over.
Skiing isn't easy.
But soon, Olive was getting the hang of it.
Well, like this, Stefan.
Well, kind of. Come on, let's ski down the mountain, yeah?
Already?
It's okay.
Said Stefan as he pointed to a sign with a big green arrow on it.
As long as we stay on the easy green run, you'll be fine.
Woohoo! This is fun.
Soon they were skiing towards a fork in the slope. The green run led off in one direction, but the other was marked with a black arrow. It was a really hard and steep black run.
Okay, Olive, we must keep to the green run here, yeah?
Warned Stefan, but as she reached the fork, a snowboarding chipmunk shot past, forcing Olive to swerve.
Gag, watch out!
And before she knew it, Olive was hurtling down the black run.
Olive, no! This is too steep for you.
Shouted Stefan as he skied after her. But Olive was going way too fast.
Wow!
The other skiers had to dodge out of her way. Olive reached a sharp bend. She couldn't turn in time and went flying off a snow ramp high into the air. Stefan flew after her. They both landed head first in a snowdrift.
Are you okay, Olive?
I think so, but now we've lost our skis.
Oh no, the snow's too deep. We can't walk down the mountain.
Olive spotted Stefan's rucksack.
What do you have in your rucksack, Stefan?
It's my emergency supplies, a first aid kit with some bandages and 5 big bars of chocolate.
Some bandages, some big bars of chocolate. I think I may have an idea.
Olive used the bandages to strap 2 bars of chocolate to her feet.
There you go. The bars of chocolate are skis.
But won't they melt?
Not with all this cold snow. And, the branches are ski poles.
Olive and Stefan grabbed 2 branches each, and soon they were skiing down the mountain once more, being careful to stick to the green run this time. At the bottom, they expertly skied to a halt and ordered mugs of steaming hot milk from a cafe. Stefan took the remaining chocolate bar and mixed it into their drinks.
Now we have hot chocolate, yeah?
Olive sipped her hot chocolate. It tasted amazing.
I do love skiing, but I think I love hot chocolate even more.
Super hot, yeah?
They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Gag, actually, I've been skiing on a super cool black run.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure.